Baruch hamokoim baruch hu Baruch sheno santo yiro sheno santo yiro liyamo Yisroel Baruch hu Baruch hamokoim baruch hu Baruch sheno santo yiro sheno.
Hello everyone, and a Moadim L'Simcha. I'd like to dedicate this video to the very people that this entire podcast is dedicated to the entire year. To Lucy Maya and Rina D, Leah Bat Rafael HaKohen Uvenoteha Maya Esther, Verena Miriam, Bat Harav Avraham Aryeh Mordechai Hashem Yikom Damam. Their yahrzeit is today, and I want to pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we never have to see any more victims to the terrible terrorist attacks, which is part of the price that we pay here in Israel in order to live in peace and in tranquility. Emir Hashem, their memory should always be a blessing for the Jewish people. We have started counting the Omer, and as we started counting the Omer, as you look in your various Sidurim, I'm pretty sure that you're going to see two versions of how the line ends. So if we take, by example, the first day of the Omer, it probably says in some siddhas Hayom Yom Echad Laomer with a lamet, and in others it says Hayom Yom Echad Baomer, in the Omer. So I want to make two comments regarding this. Comment number one. Rav Soloveitchik was fond of saying that the difference between Baomer and Laomer is that if you say that we are in the middle of the first day in Baomer, it means that we poskin like the Rambam that today counting the Omer is biblical, and thus this period of time is called Sfirat HaOmer on the calendar. But if we poskin like most poskim, and this is the psak of the Shulchan Aruch, that today Sfirat HaOmer is only the Rabbanan, because with the lack of the Korban Omer, with the lack of the sacrifice of the Omer that should have been brought on the second day of Pesach, it only is rabbinic, then we're not in the time of the Omer biblically, we're in the time that we count the Omer, La Omer, but not a time that on the calendar and every day you should write Hayom Yom Sheni Ba'omer, Hayom Yom Shlishi Ba'omer. The day's a regular day, just rabbinically you need to count. So that's explanation number one. Explanation number two is the Mishnah Berurah. He says it makes no difference. At the end of the day, if you just say Hayom Yom Echad, Hayom Shnei Yamim, and as you get closer to other days, Hayom Shavua Echad, Hayom Shiva Yamim Shehem Shavua Echad, today is 7 days, which is 1 week. At the end of the day, it makes no difference. You don't even have to say that addition La Omer or Ba Omer. It's good enough to count. What does the Mishnah Berurah mean? I think he means a very famous Baal HaMaor, Rav Zachariah Halevi, who writes at the tip end of Masechet Psachim something unique about Sfirat HaOmer. He says, how come in Sfirat HaOmer we didn't say שהחיינו on the first night when we counted it? We haven't counted it in a year. Every mitzvah we don't do in a year, we usually say שהחיינו when we finally do it. So how come we didn't do that with Sfirat HaOmer? How come we don't count two different counts outside of Israel? It's a suffix which day it is. After all, they do second day Yontiv. So maybe on the second night of the Omer, they should say it's the second night, but it may be the first night, and many other questions along these lines. And he basically gives two answers. Number one, the answer we just gave. Today, Sfira is not even a Derabanan, he says. It's a Zecher Ba'alma. It is just a remembrance of what used to be, and therefore there's no reason to be machmir so much on Sfirat HaOmer. And number two, he says, not only is it just a Zecher, it actually reminds us of something very bad, and that is that we don't have a Beis HaMikdash, that we're literally, for the next 49 days, going to be doing an incomplete mitzvah. And that incomplete mitzvah is not something that makes us very happy. And therefore, you don't say שהחיינו unless there's some sort of benefit from what you're doing. When you blow shofar, you bring all the prayers of the Jewish people before God. When you shake lulav, it adds to your simcha. When you, on Purim, celebrate the holiday and read the Megillah, it's a beautiful way to say thank you to God for saving us. But when it comes to Sfirat HaOmer, without the Korban Omer, without the actual sacrifice, it doesn't actually do anything but allow us to count. So even though we've started to count Sfirat HaOmer, we have to keep in mind that it's a very incomplete mitzvah. There is no Korban HaOmer. Whether it's the Oraita de Rabbanan today, or just a Minhag, the bottom line is there is something lacking. At the end of your Seder or Seders, I'm pretty sure you said L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim. Some like to suggest that it's for a beautiful reason, and that is that in the month of Nisan we were redeemed and we will be redeemed, and there's another view in the Gemara that in the month of Tishrei that will happen. And therefore, once in the month of Tishrei after Ne'ilah, and once in the month of Nisan after the Seder, we say L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim. But there's another reason given, and that is that after all the Seder is said and done, after all the mitzvot we did on that beautiful evening, Hayikar chaser min hasefer. There's something missing, and that is the Korban Pesach. On Yom Kippur, it's a beautiful davening, a beautiful day of fasting, a beautiful day of introspection, but there's no Kohen Gadol working in the temple. And therefore, we say, L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim habnuya, let's hope next year will be complete. I would like to add, that's why Tosfos says that after you say the Sfira, you say, Harachaman, u'yachazir lanu et Beit HaMikdash limkoma. The Merciful One should bring back the Beis HaMikdash so we can have a full Sfira to Omer, in which we will bring a Korban HaOmer, and maybe, indeed maybe, we will all say Baomer as the time goes on.